Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. In this one, as you can see, the bike is pretty much all there. It is, I've ridden it. Was meant to go for the MOT on Saturday, but there was a few little hiccups. Basically, I went down to get some fuel at the petrol station before the MOT, just to basically test how everything was. Engine was running slightly rough, didn't mind because it was still running alright. It handles a dream. I thought the turn circle would be a problem, but it's not. So I was over the moon, went and got some fuel, and coming back up, went around roundabout, applied the rear brake slightly, and there was an almighty clatter, which I stopped at the side of the road and found a pile of carnage. Basically, this is the rear brake arm. As we can see, it's bent and buckled beyond comprehension. Basically, what's happened is the torque arm bolt, which goes in here, I've got a temporary one in there at the moment, had sheared. And literally it had sheared at the head. Now, I changed this for a stainless steel one, which came with a pack I got. And basically, I don't know how it happened, because it's a big 8mm bolt. But the way it looks like it's sheared, looks like it's just been a flaw in the bolt. It's just been literally bad luck. So, that sheared off, the torque arm dropped down. Well, it didn't drop down, it stayed in there until I applied the brake. Once I've applied the brake, obviously that brake drum's wanting to twist around, because that's, obviously it's natural, because that's what's actually stopping the bike. When you apply the brake, all the force of the brake goes through this torsion arm. So once I've applied the brake, this has swung around, hit the floor, it's then gone right the way around, and it ended up down here, where this little scratch is on my paintwork there, which I'm going to have to sort out, because it's annoying me. In the process of doing that, this bolt here has gone all the way around and smacked the swing arm there and just put a slight dent in it, but it's not, it's basically all cosmetic damage. And then the lever itself, which was on here, has come around and smacked the suspension mount there, which yet again, looking at it, it's just cosmetic. It hasn't actually damaged the welding out on that, so I've bent that back a bit and I've painted it. It's not bad at all, and like I say, I've gone over with a fine tooth comb because I'm very anal like that. And we've also bent my brake arm, the brake linkage lever. So, that needs to be rebent. I'm going to have to find a new one because I don't really want to dismantle this all. It's also the force, if I just get this, this here is the stop for the brake lever, and basically because all that happened, it snapped this off. Well, it didn't snap it, it bent it off. So I've just got a bit of JB weld on there to try and weld that back to the place where it was, because it's still attached to the metal, because along the top here it's still welded. It's just it snapped off at the bottom here, so I put some JB weld into the actual snap and put it back together. So yeah, it was quite an eventful trip, but that's the whole idea about these shakedown rides, just to find out what's what. I've also got the bottom of the carburetors off because they weren't running, they just got worse and worse as I rid it. However, my little fix of putting big bottom, basically the little plugs that go in the big pens at the bottom. Now, I had a very old big pen which fit in this, and that one was fine. However, I needed another one, so I bought a new set from Tesco, and I've put two in, and they must have changed the plastic, because literally that's what it goes like. It like goes into this like sticky mess of plastic when it gets in contact with fuel. So that's basically useless now. So that's why it was running very, very rough, because basically there should be a plug in here and it just basically melted out due to the petrol. So yeah, that's why it was running bad. I've got another set of carburetors on order. I've actually found a set on eBay for 20 quid, which doesn't look like they've been stripped. So basically I'll get the bottoms out of there, and also it's just handy having some spares. So yeah, other than that, it rid bloody brilliantly. I wasn't thinking it was going to ride as well as it did. I didn't have it up at any speed, of course, but yeah, I've got no leaks because I fixed the leak down here where it corroded. I've even got my little Honda cover on the radiator, which looks quite nice. And like I say, it looks great. It's just literally that one thing, but to be honest, I think it was just the bike saying it needs more work. It just needs a bit more time, because to be honest, I did it for the Saturday and I wanted to get it out for the Easter egg run. I might have rushed it a bit, but I couldn't have seen where this bolt had sheared. I couldn't. I tightened it up. I put a pin in the back, and like I say, to me, using the Torx out of the book, it was all fine. So it was just basically the look of the drawer with that one. I'm going to go back to carbon steel though, because carbon steel is stronger than stainless. So I'll go back to a normal one, and instead of putting a pin in, I'm going to go for a nylock bolt on that. And this one here, it's actually sheared off the top of this bolt here, so I can't actually put a pin in because it's took the pin mount out. So yeah, that's where I am with the bike at the moment. Other than that, like I say, it all works. I've got the rev counter working, the front mudguard's all on. I just have to try and find a way to keep these lines off the actual paintwork, which I don't want them to scrape the paintwork, but I don't know how. There's a hole there which I'm guessing was for something to clip in, a P mount or something, or P clip I should say, so I might get one of those and just clip them in there, but we'll see. So that's the update. I'm hoping, like I say, I've got a few parts, because obviously I need a new brake lever, as in for the drum, because that's never going to work. I'm going to keep that as a little memento, because to get a brake lever to do that is quite impressive. But I was kind of lucky, because this could have kicked me off the bike quite easily. I'm surprised the torque arm is actually straight, because that must have hit the actual pavement and bounced back up, so I don't have a clue how that survived, but the brake lever didn't. So I've got a new brake lever and drum assembly, because you can't actually buy these separate no more. They come as a complete assembly on eBay from the breakers. So yeah, so that's my woes. It's put the project back a few weeks, but it's kind of just like working on a bike that's already together. It's not working on a bike that's not complete, if that makes sense, so I feel better about that. So yeah, other than that, it's bloody lovely. I can't stop looking at it. I just can't wait to get it out and get it MOT'd and get it out on the road. So yeah, so with that, as always, keep safe, and I shall see you soon.